secret they know all of us adore. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and on one.
You ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us adore. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Just got a call from my dog, he was slipping. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was a part of what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
ain't beefing, I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us adore. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
So mama,
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Breaking bread, making plans. What's up? What's up? What's good with y'all? Yeah, one more time. One more time. Oh, one more time. Good to see y'all, man. Welcome back to it. We made it. We made it through another weekend. We are here again live, man. Let's go live with Lamont King. I am Lamont King, and let's go live. You feel me? You figure deal me. Good to see y'all, man. I hope everybody's safe and sound. You and yours, your family's doing well. Shout out to all my people on the West Coast and worldwide. Hey, man, we right here. It's a good deal. Glad you can make it. Of course, this is the show every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time. This is where we at, broadcasting live from the Tiny Closet Studios Nerve Center of Operation. It's the command center. This is where it all goes down. This is where it happens. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. If you're watching on your TV, sitting on the living room floor, if you're bored, if you're riding in your car, be careful. If you got your mobile device, however you are listening, I appreciate you for tuning in. Let's do this test real quick. It's a new week. We up and running. Hold on. Let's do this. Housekeeping. Make sure you go to Human Mill Live, and I'm about to do it right now, live on the thing. So I called the people at the place, because sometimes you just gotta call the people at the place. So I called the people at the place, and they said, yeah, man, when you open up the app, make sure you have the Humor Mill app. It's the #1 source of comedy news and entertainment on the internets. All right. So they said when you go to the app, right? We're gonna do this live. That's how the app look. So they got a button right there where DL's face is. When you go to the app, you'll see it right with DL. It says Live Comedy TV. Apparently, this show is being streamed, and we're gonna test it out. These are my people, so I'm not putting them on the spot. I'm just trying to make sure we good to go. Apparently, if you press it, let's see. I can't. Oh, I see it. I see it. There we are. We live on the app. So go to the app. We live right now. This is what it is. So with 250 million devices have the potential to catch this show alongside you. So you are not alone. All right. So Humor Mill app, it's on there. Click on Live Comedy TV. You'll see DL Hughley's picture is right there. And it's rolling. So there's that. All right. And also, make sure you visit our sponsor before the end of the show, drunkenfruit.com. Adult candy. It's delicious. And all social media, Mr. Lamont King. My YouTube is Lamont King. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube right now. Let me know if the sound goes up or off. We were trying not to have the issues that we had on Friday with the, the blocked content. I have no intent. Hey, the content that I play on here that is not mine, I do not own the rights to. I wonder if that's enough. Will that fix it? All right. So, viewer support. This show is completely 100% supported by viewers like you. You can go to Cash App, throw a couple dollars at us. $ Lamont King 06. We be looking for just $1. $1. Every time you view the show, you be like, all right, I mess with them. Shoot us $1, man. We continue to subsidize our operations here, and we appreciate you for it. And we shout out all new sponsors every show. If you want to go to the next level, go to Patreon and become a patron. We got like 10 people over there now already in the last 2 days. You know what I mean? All my content. So I put the clips on YouTube and Facebook, but the entire full episodes can be seen inside my Patreon. So go check that out. All right, now, good. Let's try it again. Let's do it again. It's a long weekend, man. There's a lot going on in everybody's life, man. And look at it, 48 hours later, 72 hours later, we're completely off of Will and Jada Gate and Red Table Talk fiasco and all the entanglement drama. We have moved on, most of us. Because, you only get 2 days for the big stories. And this Monday morning, I woke up and completely blown away by the news that came out of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. If you have been sleeping under a rock, it was made public today by the Washington football team organization, courtesy of Dan Snyder, that the name Washington Redskins no longer exists. They have removed the name, imagery, and logo from the organization and put on pause. Well, I wouldn't say put on pause. They have not decided where they're going to land next because there are some trademark issues, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. But I wanted to really get your thoughts because I have so many opinions on it, and I'm kind of split on the fence one way or the other. I got to be honest. I'm not a fan of the organization, so my opinions may not matter to many of you. I stopped liking them in 92. I'll explain that when I bring my first guest on, so we can break it down. And if at any time we're gonna open up the Skype for the phone line, bring you in if you got an opinion, you want to jump in. It is all gravy right here on Let's Go Live. So right now, I want to bring in. I put a call out earlier. I wanted to get some diehard Redskins fans on either side of the issue. So I put a call out and said, let me get somebody who's a diehard Redskins fan who is against the name change. And then let me get somebody who's for the name change. And I was going to have them debate and really kind of flush out some of the finer points. So right now I got somebody, I was able to secure somebody that's for it, a very vocal proponent of the name change. Also a very activist in his community. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program, my man, Mr. Billy Boots. What's good with you? I can call you Billy Boots. We'll keep it Low key. Hey, wait a minute. What happened? I don't hear you. I don't hear your audio. We was good on the test. Did you change something? What you changed, young boy? Hold on, let me take you out and put you back in. I still don't hear you. Oh, that's awful. Check your settings, champ, or come back in. We'll get him back in a minute. Let's try it again.
Yeah, where we at?
Here we go.
We
Yeah,
good?
we back.
And that was on my end. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's
It's
new to me.
okay.
This platform is new to me,
Oh
dog. You
no,
know.
it's easy.
Yeah,
What was you
but
were
I like
open
it.
on?
It's some nice digs right here, man. It's some nice digs.
Yeah. You gotta, we doing the whole professional thing. I see with your
Yeah.
846 shirt on, you letting them know.
Oh man, always gotta let them know, man.
Letting it be
Gotta let
known.
them know. Yeah.
Now let's before we get into it, I've been watching your moves lately, man. I gotta say, I gotta give you your kudos and say I'm proud of you, man. Your activism hat is shining, man, and it's real refreshing and it's good to see, man. I saw
Man,
you've
I just
led
try to do.
marches and all types of in the last few months. Talk about
Yeah,
that a little bit.
just trying to do a little bit. Do my part, man. The situation with black folks in America right now. I'm very passionate about it. I got two black sons. I got a black daughter. Man, a black wife, and it's real out here, man. A lot of PTSD going on, a
Yeah,
lot of anxiety. You know what I mean? And because of that, I feel like I had to. And I have developed somewhat of a platform on Facebook and social media, with podcasting and internet shows. So I figured the best thing I could do is use my platform and use my voice to bring about awareness and possibly change. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The response I've gotten from a lot of people, even non-black people, has been really really great. So just keep on pushing, man.
That's what's up. So I got a chance to catch the tail end of the march to the Lincoln Memorial that you did.
Yeah.
And that was that was a real situation. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was a real situation.
Yeah, that was real. So that's very commendable. And then just recently, I saw you leading the way for the march for the 11-year-old kid that got killed in
Davon,
DC.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, my man's really it's a lot of people you can say this is what I'm doing and it's got to change and I'm on Twitter, but when you legit and your name is Boots, but when you legit boots on the ground, it's a whole
Yeah,
different story. It's a whole different
yeah.
story. So I just wanted
I
to
appreciate it.
tip my hat to that. Now,
I
all right.
appreciate it.
So, lifelong area resident, correct?
But I think yes, but I think you got me confused on. I'm a proponent for the name change.
Right.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah. Nah, I know where
all
you
right,
at. I know where you
okay,
at.
bet.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear your perspective.
Lifelong DMVer. Grew up PG County. I lived in DC for a long time. My adult life. I'm out here in Montgomery County now. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute before we continue. I just looked over. They said you sideways. Are you still? Maybe turn your phone. Maybe. Y'all let me know.
Uh,
Is he still sideways?
my phone's straight up and down right now.
Okay. Let me try something. Let me do this and then do that. Y'all tell me thumbs up if we good to go. We had one last week where I lost the whole interview because they couldn't see nothing. Thumbs up if we good. Let me wait for this real
Yeah,
quick.
I got my phone
'Cause I
straight up
don't
and
need
down
no
right now.
game. Don't need no game. All right, we good. Here we go.
All right.
All right, so lifelong DMV,
Yep.
Redskins fan from the heart.
Always.
What Oh, they say yes, he's sideways. No, the question was y'all so remedial in the peanut gallery. I was asking, are we good? Y'all
Right.
say yes. They say yes, he's sideways. That's not all right. So
What y'all trying to say?
either go to landscape. They're saying go to landscape or turn your phone to the right. Let's see. I hope it. Oh yeah, well, it works for me. Hopefully they say
Is that
all
better?
right, it's better for me. Hold on, thumbs up if we good. It's a little bit of delay, so we gotta wait a few seconds.
Yeah.
And tilt it so I can get your whole. All right, we good. They say we good.
See, when I turn it sideways, it don't get the whole jump. You know what I'm saying? It don't get the
Oh,
whole.
yeah. Pause. Wait a minute.
Oh
Now
yeah,
this.
pause on that.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get this right before we get into this real rap.
I
All right.
mean,
So what do y'all see? So what do y'all see? Yeah, I called you remedial. What did y'all see? What do y'all see? Tell me quick. Talk to me quick.
and see when I look at it, I got it on my laptop too.
Are you good? Because if you good, well, you can see it.
I'm good either way.
Yeah. They say now it's sideways. I don't even understand.
All
Paying good,
right, let me
pay
put it
good.
back how I was. Let me put it back.
Yeah. We're gonna muscle through it. I think y'all sideways. Hey, y'all get off of Facebook and go to YouTube. We've been doing this for 6 weeks. I've been trying to get y'all off of Facebook and go to YouTube. Okay, they said you good. Okay. Y'all just and be complaining. Go to YouTube. Been telling y'all.
Yeah,
Or Human Mill. All
I,
right.
I
Anyway,
think
so yeah, that's them. It ain't us. It's not you, Boots. All right.
Can
So
you hear
let's
me?
let's get back
Everything
to it.
good. You can hear me.
Yeah,
Everything good.
yeah, we clear. Yeah, we
I
clear.
bet.
It's crystal
Okay.
clear. Your picture clearer than mine. All right. Lifelong Redskins fan. So being from this area, a lot of people who are watching right now, not from the DC area, right? So being from this area, I said this earlier on my Instagram. I was saying it was one of two things. You were either Dallas or Redskins. Couple, late 80s, a little bit. You might have been an Eagles fan. You might have been a Giants fan trying to be funny. Then in the 90s, you was, it might be some Steelers fans here. But coming up, when we were coming up, it was Redskins or Dallas. How did you become a Redskins fan? Now you sound out. What is going on, man? You just take your thumbs off and let it be. All right, jump out and jump back in like you did last time, and we just gonna muscle through it. See the peanut gallery, y'all caused this. Y'all did this. Here we are, 20 minutes in the show, and we ain't even really got a rap going. All right, he gonna come back. He gonna jump out and come back in. Yeah, and I'm make sure I push this up the chain and let them know I want my money back. Somebody said perfect, and then y'all like I don't see it. All right, you good? I
Can
can
you hear
see,
me now?
and I can hear you.
All right, man.
I
I don't know
can
what's
hear you, and I
going
can hear
on.
you. Yeah, just stay right there. Hands off. Let it.
I ain't mess with it.
Yeah.
I ain't
All right.
touching it.
So, how did you become a Redskins fan?
So my pops was a Redskin fan, and that's all I know. That's all I remember as a little kid. Sitting there and watching the game with him and my mom, going to RFK. That's all I remember. So it was just kind of a natural progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was a Redskins fan in the early '80s, just because I think everybody around me was at the time, and when I got into football, when I was really really little, I didn't know this was this is how wild this is. I grew up in Prince George's County. This is before I realized what racism was, and I really wanted to be John Riggins. Like Riggo was my favorite
That was
Redskin.
the guy.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, that's a white dude. It was like, that's John Riggins. And I really
Yeah,
thought that I could be that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I kind of fell out of love in '92 with Doug Williams in the Super Bowl. And then that was it. I started doing my own research because I was like, how could they? Then I start asking
How
questions.
could they what?
Get rid of him after he won y'all the chip.
We're not even gonna get into that.
I,
But all right.
I didn't understand the politics at that age. But
Well, Doug Williams, keep it real. Doug Williams was like 100 years old when he won a Super Bowl for us. But it's
was
okay.
he?
He
Was
was.
he?
Yeah, he was.
But he took you to the Super Bowl, and you just get rid of him the following before the season.
I mean, the guy had a bunch of injury history. He barely won the job over Jay Schrader. We had a young Mark Rippon right behind him that took us to the Super Bowl 3 years later. Like, it was a lot of things going on that led to Doug Williams not being our quarterback the next year. But
Okay,
that's a whole
yeah.
other
Okay,
other thing.
that'll be that. So I fell out of love. Started doing my research. Just, asking pops, and he was like, they was Jack Kent Cooke was the last. That was the last team to really integrate. That was the last team to have get black players with them. And
George Preston Marshall.
I'm sorry, George Preston, the one right before Cook. Yeah, George Preston Marshall. And so I really have not rooted for them since. So I've always made fun of them because I kind of had the inclination that the name was so problematic that it was times when I was like, well, maybe it's a curse on them. You know what I'm saying?
People
Because
still believe that
yeah,
name.
people still believe that, right? And so it was all when Snyder came in, and it was just like Big Top Follies. I just used to clown every year because I'm like, y'all will never, you're never going to get better because there's a cloud over the organization, and it has to
Right.
do with the name.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
so with what happened today and with the climate that we're in, the discussion is I made a point today. Really it was a shit starting post and I wanted to start some shit and I wanted to, put real discussion and debate out there. And my whole thing was if they were a winning franchise, this this would not have happened today. And
I agree.
everybody jumped on me and was no, it's because of the climate and they've been trying to change. And I'm like, oh, that's well and good. Nike pulling their money, FedEx pulling their money, that's all fine. But if they were a winning franchise, this would not have happened today.
I completely agree.
Why do you what makes you agree with that?
Because over winning overshadows everything, dog.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
it just
believe
does. Because winning brings in money, revenue. It brings in top-notch players. Your organization is all of a sudden looked at as a staple of the NFL. And in fact, if the Redskins had the pedigree of somebody like the Ravens. The Ravens been pretty much a Super Bowl contender since the moment they got into the league, right? Since in 1996. So if the Redskins had been like them all these years, I think the NFL would be fighting against trying to change this name. How
oh,
dare you try to? We are staple and all the stuff that a lot of
fans say.
fans.
Yeah,
I was trying to use another word, but
yeah,
a lot of stuff that a lot of fans are saying now. I think the NFL would be taking that type of stance if the Redskins had a winning pedigree. But
yeah.
it's low hanging fruit
Low hanging fruit. Yeah.
when you some trash.
It's like we can pile on and be like,
Absolutely,
yeah, y'all bet
absolutely,
I can look down on you and be like, man, you better do something.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so to that point though, I was doing some digging. Um, so the Redskins, the organization, the previous organization, the Redskins, um, ended up at 500 for the franchise history, like 603 and 603. So basically, you starting at zero. Like
Yep.
you haven't had a winning season, according to the thing that I read, since '75. No, I'm sorry. The last time you were at 500 was '75.
Oh, right. Yeah, we
Yeah,
was always over.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
A lot of people don't remember that for many years the Redskins was one of the best teams in the league.
yeah.
Like for basically all the 80s into the early 90s for a good 12, 13 year run, it was us, the 49ers, the Giants, and that's pretty much it. And then it was everybody else.
Right.
But soon as Dan Snyder took over the team, everything went downhill, and we are where we are today.
Now, I need your personal take. Personal take. You are a proponent of the name change. You are in favor of it. Have you always been in favor of it?
No,
What
I
changed?
used to I used to really fight against it, and I used to get in arguments on Facebook all the time and I used to say some of the things that fans are saying now too. Uh, and honestly, the thing that changed in me is how can I be out here trying to fight against discrimination and all these negative undertones in my own community and ignore those same things in the Native American community. I don't
Mm,
care how many Native Americans like it or the fact that a Native American back in 1930 something designed the logo. The bottom line is that there is a significant sector of people in this country that view it as derogatory, they view it as a racial slur. It's literally in the American dictionary defined as a slur. So it kind of is what it is.
Mm.
So that really having to examine that and take a good look into myself. I had to say, yo, this is not right. Now I didn't go to the extreme and say I'm not going to be a fan of the team and all that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And what it is that it's derogatory, man.
Now I remember him a few years ago, Dan Snyder trotting out, the Native Americans, first Americans, indigenous, whatever, on the field before a game, before at the beginning of the season, to kind of give you that visual,
Yep.
shut the hell up. Like if they fine with it, then you should be fine with it. And then we
Yep.
find out later he started a foundation, like a Washington Original Americans Foundation, and which he was the sole donator of. In the first year, like 2014 or something, he gave X amount of millions of dollars, and then 2 years later, it was like half that, and then like 2018, it was zero, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, oh man, they must have turned on him. But then again, I did some research and was digging today, and he was given to about 35 different organizations. After the second year, 21 of them started refusing the money.
Yep.
And that's a huge statement. And
Yep.
what it was sure free money, but it can be argued that it looks like you selling out. So they get millions. There was a reservation in Montana. There was a reservation in New England and somewhere else, and they were like money for schools and iPads and technology and all of that. So it was going to good use, but it was like a payoff. It was like hush money. So after the second year, one organization, I believe, got like 500,000. Then the next year, they just refused it and was like, "Keep your money, Jack."
Absolutely.
But that's a big deal, because you can argue. Well, it was being argued that they were fine with it, but it's like, nah, they're not really fine with it. It's just you was paying them, and it just always strikes me. And the explanation that you just gave makes sense, because I always wondered why Black folks rise so hard for. I mean, none of us. Not. I don't want to be insensitive, but don't none of us know no Native Americans. As much flack as we catch, as much hell as we catch. But for people in DC for years and years, the organizations curse, change the name, blah blah blah, for like 20 years, and then for it to happen today, it's mind-boggling how it went down, mind-boggling. And I get it. Nike pulled out, FedEx pulled out, but you got to wonder, beyond climate, what took this long? You know what I mean? And then I want to get into the names, because the new names and the potential names, they suck to me.
Some of them do, yeah.
They suck. And evidently, so I got a list of they're in court right now dealing with a squatter, a cyber squatter.
Yep.
Who kind of got wind of that this was coming down the pike and went and bought the names, trademarked the names of all the potential. So they're in court fighting with him now. So these are some of the names that are being discussed.
And I'm gonna give a thumbs up and thumbs down as you go through the list.
Okay, let's do that. All right. Let me just make sure everybody can see you. All right.
Whole time, I'm real quick. I got it pulled up on my laptop too, and I'm sideways the whole time. So I don't know what the people was talking about, but let's just keep going.
Yeah. So you sideways now?
From what I can see.
Oh,
but that's okay.
We'll just go. Yeah, we'll muscle through it. Everybody, turn y'all computers. All right. So here's the first one. These are names that this gentleman apparently trademarked, and they're in court now because these are potential names for the new Washington football team, the Washington Red Wolves. Ah, jeez. The Washington Tribe. Okay. Yeah. Washington Red Tails.
Huh. 2 thumbs.
Oh, Washington Monuments. Washington Veterans. The Washington Renegades.
That's not too bad. I never heard that one. That's not too bad.
Because you keep the R. A lot of people just want to keep the R and the colors.
That's not too bad.
Washington Freedom Fighters.
Nah.
Washington Warhogs. You don't like Warhogs?
Nah.
Washington Red-Tailed Hawks.
Nah, Joe.
Washington Red Hawks.
Nah. He got all them.
Yeah, Washington. And here's the last one: Washington Potomacs. You don't like the Potomacs? Your audio just went out. They on you. Hold on, let's try this again. Jump out, and come back in. I don't know what kind of fat you need your G's up, man. 5 G's. We need your no. You're yeah. Come back in. You gotta get them 5 G's, man. We can't be doing 4G around here, man. We passed that. All right, we coming back, y'all. Be patient. I don't know what this is. All right, here we go. He's back. All right, I can hear you. All right, let's
Nah,
just
man.
leave it. Yeah.
This fool keep calling me through
Oh, that's what it is.
messenger.
I see you. I see you on the joint. I'm watching you. All right, well then stop
Hey.
calling. Stop calling. All right, yeah. The last one was the Washington Potomacs,
Yeah,
but
nah.
none of those. I kind of like the Washington Monuments though. Here's what I was saying earlier. Like the animal thing, I think we need to leave that. That's corny. That's like the football team in a movie. Like the animal, we don't have no other than crab. We don't have an animal that's like easily identifying with Washington. So
But
leave that.
none of the current teams that have animals, the animal is related to the state that it's in or the city.
Kind of. I mean, it's
You saying that now because it's created that, but what does a bear have to do with Chicago?
they got bears in Illinois.
We got bears in Maryland.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, good point. But I feel like the Red Hawks and Red Tail. So the Red Tails is supposed to be a shout out to the Tuskegee Airmen. But,
Yeah.
but why? What that got to do with football? Like,
But here's my thing. Well, two of the Tuskegee Airmen are born and raised in D.C. But with
okay.
that being no, aside from that, I don't think that the name has to have a special relation to the city that you in.
I think it should.
But and I say that because there's so many professional sports teams whose name don't really have nothing to do with the city it's in.
Well, a lot of them move too.
And this is somewhat of a move.
Okay. I see what you did there. I see what you did.
I think in the very beginning of football, professional football in this country, they were kind of doing that, making names relatable to the city or what have you. But I think now it's really all about marketing value, market value, and how can we sell merchandise and whatever, and what what sounds good when you saying it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it don't have to be nothing that says Washington D.C. I mean, for real, the team is really a tri-state team. It's D.C.,
True.
Maryland, and Virginia.
Right.
And for real, the majority of the fans are in Virginia. To be quite honest with you,
Paying
so
fans. The paying fans.
yes, the
Yeah.
paying fans,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you know, the name don't have to have any connotation.
I think from a spirit and pride standpoint, I think it should. I think it should have some reflection of the general area or the history associated with it to make it more of a thing that you can rally around. You know what I mean? Like this was a big indigenous area. This was a big Native American area. I mean, from Virginia all the way up to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I think when that was created, it was kind of in the room of that. So I think the new one should have something close to. I was saying earlier how on some slick. It's probably too late for this now, but you can keep the R logo and the color scheme and the name if you just made the mascot of football, a redskin, a pigskin. Like he could have done that years ago. Had the same logo, take the man out of there, put the football there, and it'd have been a cool, catchy, to the point name. I think, but we beyond that because the name and the colors are gone. But there are other. I like monuments because that's what it reflects. I like Warriors because it still gives you a competition type of feel.
Warriors too generic though. It's too generic. It's 100 million teams called the Warriors between professional, high school, whatever. Like
It's
that.
it's a
That's a
million
fight.
renegade. It's a
That's
million
fight.
renegade and Red Hawk. Red Hawks is all AAU. That's all
True.
club. That's a
That's
club
true.
league.
That's why my two front runners was
Red
my
Tail.
main front runner was Red Tails. You
Mm.
know, I mean, can you imagine a professional sports team having such a meaningful name to it, especially a black, some black shit. Can I cuss? I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
yeah, 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 yeah,
especially some black shit. Like, come
yeah.
on, yo, that, and I think it would benefit the NFL and them trying
Yeah,
to,
but
be
then
down a little bit.
yeah, but that's
To
they pandering though, and I'm not
hey,
for the pandering. I ain't
I
for
get
that
that, I
because
get that, but I would as a fan, I would take pride in our name being the Red Tails or what have you.
but then again, it's still people. You still making your logo
But
people.
but that ain't gonna offend nobody.
It's not derogatory, but it's still people, and it's actually real people.
Now, the front runner I hear is either Warriors or Red Wolves.
Yeah, Red Wolves is straight out of a movie
I
with
like
bad
I like it though. I
with
like it.
look. It's a movie with bad football scenes,
I
like
like it.
the
I
Sharks,
like
the Miami Sharks in any
it.
given Sunday.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think I think that no matter what name they choose, there's going to be a sector of people that's going to hate it.
Yeah,
It's going to be a sector of people that's not going to like it. But let's go back to our original point. Winning cures everything.
yeah,
So they could call the team the Washington A. Youngs.
yeah.
If they start winning and they start contending for Super Bowl, everybody in the country gonna be A.
Yeah,
Young,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and
That's
that's just
easy.
what it is. I
That's
mean,
easy.
look at the Wizards. We hated that name when it first
We
came out.
definitely. I still do.
We right. I don't. I still don't like
No,
that. We hated that name.
no one even knows what the mascot is.
And so now it's just it is what it is. You don't hear a lot about that now.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the Pelicans. That's still the worst name in professional sports, but people say it like it ain't nothing anymore. So in time,
yeah,
2 years from now, we won't even be talking about this.
that's true. But
So
The Pelicans logo is hard though. The one
it is.
on the
It
court,
is.
the
It
court,
is.
that's on hard.
And whatever name the Washington team come up with, if the logo is like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that'll help a whole lot.
That would. I like something simple like I was saying this earlier on my live, like the Washingtons, right? And you got hey man, I'm trying to tell you, you know how easy that sounds, the Washingtons?
Uh,
The Washingtons. You know what I'm saying? They'll have George Washington, the same side profile that you got on the quarter. He be on the side of the
I
helmet.
don't want George Washington on our helmets.
The Washingtons.
I don't want his ass on. You know the name that I really wanted, and I've been saying for years, the Washington Warpath. That's what I wanted. It's already in the fight song,
Oh.
all that good stuff.
Oh.
But but uh, and you could still do like your little. We're saluting Native Americans or
You
whatever you
could.
want to call it.
You definitely
But
could.
that's what I wanted. But that ain't in the running at all. So
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's not. Like that I feel
I've
like
been
it
trying. I've
shows,
been tweeting and everything, but it ain't
yeah,
catch on. I guess.
man, Warpath. I could see that. You really wouldn't have to change a lot. Just take the man off. Just take the man off.
And you could use a W for the
Yeah,
on the helmet
yeah, a double
or
W.
the arrow.
Yeah, that's true. And see, so somebody mentioned Chocolate City, and that's the other thing. DC ain't that no more.
Nope.
So you got a whole different mindset and ideology. That's a fan now. That's a paying fan, and I feel like even that had a lot to do with it because, the same way we're on our way to getting statehood is because there's a new population, and that population is so vocal. Not like the previous population was not, but the new one is being listened to in a way where the previous was not.
Yeah, but the new population don't care about this.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Oh, they love social justice. They could care less about football, but they want to be on that list of people that were responsible for having the
Yeah,
name changed.
yeah,
They
you
like
got a
that
point.
credit. Yeah, they like that credit.
You got a point. You got a point there.
We did that. Now,
Yeah.
so when they change, right? So when they change the name, when they land on a new name, how do you think? Because there was one time when Redskins was number one in the league for merchandise for many
Yep.
years,
Yeah.
even when they was losing.
Yep.
How, how long do you think it'll take to get back up there, even if they don't win?
I think they'll probably get back up there right away because I think people will continue to buy Redskin stuff until it ain't no more because they're gonna look at it as collector's
Oh,
items
absolutely.
and memorabilia, and then people are gonna rush to the store to buy the new name stuff. I mean, I've already allotted $300-400 to buy stuff for me and my son right out the gate,
Whatever it
and I
is.
think whatever it is.
Wow.
So I think a lot of people are going to do that as well.
Mm.
People are going to want the new hats, the new jerseys. Come on, Joe, them Jones going to sell.
Yeah, they are.
And so I think that probably for the first year or two, we'll be right back up there with merchandise selling, and then it'll probably come peak down. But if we start winning, we got a new coach, we got Chase Young. We got all these young guys coming in. Uh, if the team wins and is successful, this is a win-win for Daniel Snyder.
Yeah, yeah. And then he can get y'all off his back
He
because
need to sell the team.
he fought it for so many years. You think that might be the curse? He might be the curse.
He part of it.
Yeah.
He a piece of shit dude, man. He just is.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard.
He just is.
Yeah.
I used to work up there. Yeah,
Oh,
he's not a well liked guy at all.
oh, well, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother story.
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on, man, and just sharing your perspective as an ultimate fan. And
Absolutely.
it'll be interesting. How long you think they're going to take to land on a new name and start rolling it out?
Man, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen during the off season, dog.
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if they went if they even have a season this year. I would not be surprised if they went into the season just saying the Washington Football Club for a while.
Listen, I said this earlier too. Listen, that would be the coldest name with a blank helmet on some
Or just the
1930s.
W, or just the
Yeah,
W,
just a
just
W,
the
an old
W.
fashioned old ass helmet, and just the Washington football, and just come
If
out
they went if
thorough
they
every
went
game.
with the Washington Football Club, I would not be upset about that.
I'm trying to tell you, I think that's the one right there. That's just hard. It's letting you know
That
what it is.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
not playing no games.
That's like 1940s.
Yeah, yeah. They like keep your nicknames, champ. We the you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't
WFP.
mind that. I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind that.
I think that'd actually be hard.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, super simple. I mean, I like stuff like that anyway. So
Yeah, me too.
I feel like that'd be. It's kind of like imagine just the throwback looking gear, but it's not really a throwback because it never existed. But you make it look retro. I think that'd be
Yep.
cool out the gate.
And just
Cool.
imagine announcers, the Washington Football Club versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's like, oh, what?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Dallas. That when you say that, Dallas sounds suspect next to that. You know what I'm saying? Like they playing an official team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right, man. Appreciate you stopping by, man. I'm gonna have you back. Talk sports and some other stuff in the
You
future.
bringing on somebody that's against the name change too, right?
Well, I was looking, but I didn't lock nobody in yet. But I
I
want
was
to.
ready to, me, I was ready to debate.
Yeah. Well, we could bring it back. We could definitely do it again once I line them up.
And I should have been on here with you to talk about the whole Jada and Will thing, but
I mean, you here now?
we
You
can do
hear
that.
that?
All right, let me get my little take on that real
Yeah,
quick before I roll out.
yeah.
My big takeaway from that is the double standard, the big double standard that's out here. Because if Will Smith had met some young singer that was his daughter's friend and she was broken and had some possibly mental issues and he befriended her and ended up, regardless of what the relationship or marital status or whatever was between him and his wife, but if he had all those things had happened and he ended up getting into an entanglement
Yeah.
with his daughter's friend,
With his daughter's friend,
it would be Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and Will Smith.
Will Smith. Man,
He would be vilified, dog. He would
completely.
be.
No, he definitely
He
would. I agree.
and it would even be worse if he went on Red Tabletop and started dancing around what it really was
Right,
instead of saying, "Yo, I had this basically an affair with this young girl,"
right. A
and it was
predatory affair. I mean, people have affairs every day, so
and
everybody's
that
yeah. But
that's my only takeaway
a
from this,
predator,
dog.
yeah. And I actually,
All the other stuff people talking about, I don't really care. It don't really matter. My big takeaway is that it was it. I was just, when I was watching it, I was like, damn. If that was a dude saying that, he would be public enemy number one.
yeah. Yeah.
So
He wouldn't even
that's
be
all
like
I had about
he
that.
wouldn't even really be. And I tried to when I made my point. I didn't say just a dude because everybody is like, well, nah, because black men already. So I was like, what if
Which is
that
true.
was, which is true, but what if Will, I ain't talking about men, just if Will had done
Will.
it
Will.
to his daughter's friend, it would have been a wrap.
Yep.
Ain't no explaining. He wouldn't
The
even been able to explain himself.
cancel culture would have came out heavy.
What?
It
Yeah,
would have came out heavy.
yeah. His-
And that's the thing is that, you know, and I don't want to necessarily put this on women per se, but I'll just say people, they have a different level of understanding when it's them. You
oh,
know,
of course.
when it's them versus when it's the other side. And, you know, people, women, have been so understanding of Jada and her position in this or what have you that I'm just like, for real, that's what we doing? Nah, don't get me wrong. I ain't necessarily saying Jada is like a some type of driving up in a white van, creeping
Right.
and all that. Here, kids, I got some candy. I mean, August Alsina, he a grown man, what albeit young and the personal issues that he has. So it ain't like she put a gun to his head. But the fact of the matter remains is that all things being equal, if it was Will Smith that did everything she did, the manner she did it, who she did it with, and then the way she tried to explain herself, nah, Joe, it
Yeah.
would just be a really bad look for him.
Yeah.
He by now he probably would be giving an apology to the public.
Ooh. Ooh.
But
But
when did the raid table come out? Friday. It came
yeah.
out Friday.
But in some ways, that was her apology.
Did you hear her apologize?
No, but that was the apology though. Yeah,
That wasn't no apology.
that's how you got to take that. That whole
That wasn't no apology.
12 and a half minutes was her apology.
That wasn't no apology. It would have been cool if she said. I mean, she said, like I said, she tapped danced around it for real. But at the end, if she had said, you know what, look, let me be real. I want to apologize if I damaged that young man anymore. I want to apologize to my son, who was his friend first and foremost. I want to publicly apologize to you, Will, because no matter what we had going on, our business was our business until my situation came out and blew up in all our face. So
Mm,
I want to make this public apology to all these people who matter in this situation.
mm.
Then I would have been like, all right, okay,
Well,
cool.
she did that. I don't know if you remember at the beginning. I got love because people's feelings are involved. That was everything that you
You
said.
know what
Right
I heard her say in the
there. I got
beginning?
love for you.
What I heard her say in the beginning was, I'm damaged. I realize I have issues, and that is the reason why I got into this entanglement and blah blah blah. Like, no, don't do that. Don't 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 try to say now, oh, I was damaged. I had some issues. I need to find out about myself. You know, I was in a tailspin, and this is what happened because of that. Nah,
Mm.
you fell into lust, like a lot of people do. Straight like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a definite perspective. There are some people who say, and I was really trying to dig in and look with a different eye. There's some people say that the whole thing was scripted and like staged, and although it was real and it really happened, the table talk was just a PR thing. And I had to look at it, and I'm watching it again. So I watched the whole thing again this morning, and I was like, nah. And then I get to the end, and they do the whole we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. And they did it on cue, and I was like, well, that was pretty rehearsed. That wasn't accidental. I just thought that was kind of odd.
I think. Did you see the? To me, Will Smith on that Red Table Talk looked like he'd been through some trauma.
Oh man, he was uncomfortable.
It looked like he was uncomfortable. It looked like he was pissed off inside, and it looked like he had just finished crying
Yeah,
right before they went live.
yeah, or drinking, crying or drinking, or both.
That wasn't fake, dog.
Yeah, okay, I give you that.
Fake. Now they might have said, "Oh, at the end we gonna put the cherry on top, whatever." But his pain, you know what? Let me not even make it sound like he's some type of victim, but his whatever you want to call it,
Right.
and the trauma that happened because of this, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
And even if it was something that they had handled, they had gotten through it. The bottom line is that something that Jada did caused embarrassment to that whole family and that whole village. And as a man, nah, Slim, because people say little things about Will. Oh, he messed with this girl, whatever. But you can't put your finger on a lot of things that's concrete.
Right.
This was concrete.
Yeah, yeah. You can't just snatch scandal out the window on him. You got to put pieces together. This one just fell in the lap.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, there it is, man. I appreciate you for coming.
All right, brother.
Where, your podcast and how can they reach you and all that?
So right now, I am a member of the FM Live podcast. We could do it every other Saturday. Just go to FMTV on YouTube, FMTV on Facebook. I always shoot them through my personal page, Calvin Billy Booth. So check me out there. We won't be on this Saturday, but 2 Saturdays from this Saturday will be our next show. And we'll probably be back live because we've been doing them through Zoom with the whole quarantine. But we'll be back live in 2 weeks. So we'll see y'all then.
All right. Sounds good. FM Live. Check them out, my man Billy. Good to see you, man. Oh, he dipped out. All right. Good, man. Hey, man. I just, good show, man. In the can, man. I got you. Let's jump back in. Another good show in the can. Appreciate y'all. Talking about the Redskins, man, and a little bit of Will and Jada Gate, of course. Make sure, hey, next time when y'all see these on, before you get drawn in and engaged with the show, hit the share button, man, so other people that's watching you can watch the show with you. Make sure you subscribe, turn the notifications on to the on the YouTube and all of that. And as always, we like to leave with a word from our elder. We recently, our elder recently suffered a death in the family, and so these are his thoughts in a section I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy every day, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with the reflections for today. Last August 2019, I attended the Montford Point Marines Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the invitation of the commander of the Washington, D.C. post.
All right, we've heard that one before. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I get this other one. Stand by, because I need y'all to hear this.
Hey, brothers and sisters, this is Alpha Papa with today's reflection. I was born and raised in...
I'm going to have to get it. I don't have it. I'm going to have to get it next time. Y'all hear the message from the elder on the next episode. And we'll work that out. Don't worry about it. You'll catch up to it. Good to see y'all. Let me shout some other people out, some newcomers. Oh, also, our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, he said, make sure I put this back up. Viewer support. We're 100% funded by viewers like you. $ Lamont King 06, and also my Patreon. Become a patron. Patreon.com, Mr. Lamont King. Let me see what else. Make sure I covered all my bases. And there's that. Oh, and we were supposed to have Roland Martin on today. Roland, sorry about that. Thanks for standing by, but we're going to have to get you on the next time. So we'll do that on the next Let's Go Live. Y'all be safe out there, man.